Hi, here we are for September the 7th preview of a Clarke auction. Bear in mind that this sale is changing. We are moving to Sunday and it starts at 12 p.m. This is one of the best sales we've had to date. It's very strong on art, very strong on sculpture, very strong on mid-century, even very strong on Asian. We've got jades, we've got Buddhas, we have Russian bronzes, we have wonderful paintings, we have Israeli paintings, we've Greek paintings, we have Irish paintings. As you note looking around the room, Steve, we are loaded. This is moving into our first sale in September. Quick note here, I'm just going to show you this. We don't really know what it is, but it's maybe a sort of a Russian Knights of Columbus, but it's carved wood, gilded, and here you have enamel plaques. It's sort of baked enamel on top of copper. And here you have a map of Russia. Right below it here you have a beautiful Louis XV1 19th century giltwood parlor set. Moving right along, Steve, you'll see we got bronzes. We got a Russian bronze there by Samanov. Here we have what looks like maybe possibly an African-American bronze. We have a lot of African-American art in the sale, which Nelia will get into in detail more. Beautiful large-sized bronze. Moving here, we have a wonderful wood carving here by Leonard Baskin. Just look at the size of this. It's of the Eagles, which is sort of an iconic thing for him. Looking at the walls, we have mirrors. Another large bronzes by a French artist called Darnat. Look at the size of it and the comfortability of it just sitting there on top of that pedestal. We have large cloisonne vases. We have beautiful harvest tables. We have clocks. We have regular used furniture. We have Regency furniture. We have Secretaire Habitants. Here's a beautiful little English, early 19th century, nice little two-drawer leather top. Was popular, not so popular now, but a nice form. Moving right along, you can see paintings. Of note in the sale, we have a lot of really good rugs. We've Harakis, we've Saruks, we've Tabrizes, we've Harises. Here's another wonderful table. Look at this three-drawer, probably 18th century harvest table. They like this in this neighborhood. Over here you'll see we have chandeliers, Steve. We have pairs of chairs. We have oak hunt tables. We have sofa tables. We have a marble fireplace, lanterns. Look at this sort of wonderful mirror here with the horn and the head. Probably German or Austrian. In here, the back room is loaded also. We got 18th century armoires, we got servers, lots and lots of stuff. Okay, out here, just a couple of more items before I finish and hand you over to the other appraisers. Of note, one of them is this. Look at the size of this. This is an Armand bronze table with musical instruments. Beautiful, beautiful table. Sitting on top of it is a violin. Look at that. Nice size, nice condition, all signed. And last but not least, before we leave, I'm going to show you this bronze. It's by Pyotr Samanov, came from a Bronxville estate. Beautiful Russian bronze, signed. Nice size, nice original patina. Just one of many, many bronzes in the sale. And with that, Steve, I'm going to let you go and hand you over to Bruce. Remember, it's 12 p.m. Sunday, September the 7th, not Monday. Thank you, see you then.
Thanks, Ron. I'll start my segment today with this pair of original finish Hollywood Regency 1940s sort of curved commodes, marble top commodes, original white lacquer, all in good original condition. And an exciting item from a Park Avenue apartment, fresh to the market, is this Max Kuhn, signed Max Kuhn, silvered and gilded, sort of Asian modern coffee table, signed here in the top. Of course, you can go to our website and see the details, but really a Cadillac of Max Kuhn furniture. And over here against the wall is a real nice pair of antique Chinese hardwood armchairs with marble backs and little marble inset plaques here. Really subtly and finely carved. This one's got an ink stain in the seat. I don't think that's a big deal. And here a turn of the century Italian copy of an 18th century paint decorated or lacquer povera commode. Nice piece of furniture, good and decorative and enough age. One item of note that I'd like you to see is a late 18th, early 19th century apron, sort of Sheffield plate apron. We have the original cut glass inserts. There's a few chips in them, but it's a hard to come by item and you're gonna have to forgive the chips for that original glass. Here's the little small ones. Nice sort of Egyptian revival figures or female caryatids. Anyway, an unusual and very good item. And here in the showcase, of course, everybody knows Chinese is hot, but here's an extraordinary Japanese seated bronze Buddha that has an entire family history, 150, 200, almost 200 years of family history engraved around the base. When people were born, when they died. Of course, you can see the details on our website. And I think that someone dated it for us. I think it was made in 1837 or thereabouts, first half of the 19th century. So right from a New Haven or around New Haven estate. Nice piece of Sevres here, no lid. Here a big chunky Chinese jade horse, really large. Here an antique Chinese sang de boeuf vase. We seem to be doing very well with these. And here a lot of three Chinese pieces of porcelain, 2 hat stands, and a little moon flask. I think the hat stands are pretty nice. And here a Majolica tray, or charger actually, 19th century English Majolica charger with a stylized sort of Greek woman wrestling a serpent. And a nice lot of Majolica plates here. I'm not gonna bore you with each plate, but there's a lot of nice Etruscan ones in here, including this seaweed or coral and seaweed. It's a nice lot of probably 15, 13 plates. And here for Chinese is a very unusual original ink gouache. No. And here for Chinese is a very unusual original painting of a teacher and his students. It's signed in English and also in a Chinese seal mark below. We haven't really put too much effort in trying to find out who the artist is. I'm sure you buyers will know. And from a house in Ossining, a real nice signed Dimitri Chaparis, Deco bronze, an exciting antique gilded bronze seated Buddha, Chinese, Tibetan, whatever. These things are hot. Everybody wants them. This one's great quality, right from a local estate. From the same estate is this pair of antique cinnabar vases, well carved. I would say at least 19th century. And here from another local estate, several pieces of jade, but this little plaque of sort of frolicking food dogs. It's very hard for you to see the quality of this jade plaque on video, but it's extraordinary when you have it in your hands on a hardwood stand. And then a real nice sort of archaic style jade cup, same house as the plaque. And here a Chinese bronze censer, signed, a lot of people asking for photos. A Chinese urn, drilled, signed, drilled as a lamp, and it happens to have beautiful gilded bronze lamp parts that are somewhere in the gallery. We'll just show you the vase for now, and you can see it as a lamp on the website. And two of our most exciting things in Chinese in this sale, we had one piece of coral in the last sale, but here we have two extraordinary ones, including this one mounted on a rock crystal base, carved front and back, very detailed carving, Confucius, all kinds of Chinese Buddha, Chinese characters involved here. I'm sure that there's some story that I'm not aware of. And from the same estate is this pretty large and coral Kuan Yin, and signed along this base. You probably can't see it on the video, but you will on our website. And again, extraordinarily carved, and both of these come from a local estate, first time ever on the market. And from another estate is this beautiful 19th century Japanese ivory tusk It's got a little signature plaque somewhere on it, and here is a story about what this represents. But that's about as fine a quality carving as you're ever going to see in Japanese arts. And here from a New Jersey estate is a fairly rare late 18th, early 19th century pair of bronzes, Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, commemorating while they were in France, I suppose, at the end of the 18th century. And from the same estate as some of the other Chinese items is this pair of famille noire or famille verte porcelain vases with stylized elephant handles. And Steve, if you just had 1 second, up on top here is another Claude Conover vase right out of an apartment on Park Avenue with the Max Kuhn coffee table. It's the third Conover vase we've had in 3 or 4 months. All estate fresh and seem to be quite popular with our buyers. And here's an interesting fragment. I'll say that it's at least 16th century. I have the feeling that it might be much, much older than that. Maybe an antiquity. But anyway, on a custom stand, a nice fragmented wood piece. And from a New Jersey estate, not a lot of age. I don't know, maybe 60s, maybe 70s, but the finest quality cloisonné stands up on this pedestal here, and I'm going to show you another even bigger one in a minute from the same estate. Really as good a quality as you can find in cloisonné. Finished all the way around, nothing wrong. Another wood base it sits on. A nice 19th century carved marble figure of a woman. Exceptional quality, unsigned that I can find. And this is one of two, a pair of Chinese cloisonné urns mounted as lamps with little stylized birds. Again, good quality. And here's a pair of Asian porcelain, heavy porcelain. They were urns, they've been mounted into lamps. They drilled through the signatures, as often happens, but really large size. And here's, Steve, a rarity, a 19th century, or right at the turn of the century, probably late 19th century, Austrian cold painted, mostly white metal and then brass, kind of Moorish lamp, floor lamp, on a little Moorish table, really with a jeweled shade and shaft. Quite a rare item. This pair of candelabras, 19th century French, very good quality, but exceptional quality is this pair of pooties mounted as lamps on these beautiful marble and bronze, 2-color marble and bronze bases, easily unlamped if you want them just as figures. And over here, one piece of continental furniture, a rosewood, probably English chiffonier, a little dusty, a little dirty, but it'll clean up beautiful. We have a lot of nice antique furniture in this sale. And with that, Steve, I'm going to wrap it up and turn it over to Nelia. We hope to see you at the sale.
Thank you, Bruce. We have a stellar collection of art, paintings, sculpture, and prints this month. The first one I want to talk to you about is this piece here, and this is actually a paper construction by the Greek contemporary artist Pavlos. So this is all little bits of paper intertwined, creating a very intricate composition. We have this beautiful floral still life with brilliant colors, nice big piece in a lucite frame adhered to a nice big thick wood panel. This comes from a large collection of art just locally in Mamaroneck, and this is estimated at $4,000 to $6,000. I will show you some other pieces from that collection. Before we get there, quickly you'll see above me, this is just a Jacob Lawrence lithograph, one of many pieces of African American art. But I'll also hold up and hopefully you can see it. This is a photograph by Arnold Newman, and this is one of 10 lots by Newman. And here we actually have Robert Moses. I think this is a terrific image. This is hand signed by the artist. Down here in the lower right and down in the lower left, we have an inscription, Robert Moses, New York City, 1959. And on the back, we have the artist's stamp. So take a look at the website for the other pieces from this grouping. Another very important work is this large abstract canvas. This is by Esteban Vicente, one of the first generation abstract American expressionist painters. He was a Spanish-born artist but worked almost exclusively in New York starting from the 1930s on. This actually done in 1982. This is called Slow Movement, and it's from the Cantabrian series. There is a nice big signature and inscription on the back. At this point, he was using very loose brushwork. You can see the complementary colors he's using here. A wonderful interaction of colors and brushstroke in this painting. This is estimated at $20,000 to $30,000. And just below it, we'll mention briefly, this is one of two Carol Feuermann hyper-realist resin sculptures. I'll show the other one to you in just a moment. This estimated at $10,000 to $15,000. Two other significant works I want to mention are just here to my left. This one up top is by Reuven Rubin. This is an oil on canvas still life. We actually now know that this is probably from the 1920s, so a very early work by the artist. We've been in contact with the Rubin Museum, who has said they have photographic records of this piece in their archive, so we're very excited about that. And we are in the process of getting a certificate of authenticity that will accompany the painting. It is estimated at $20,000 to $30,000. And just below, I want to show you an Angel Botello. This is an oil on masonite. Beautiful work by the Puerto Rican painter. Wonderful linear and circular composition of a crouching nude. Sign down here in the lower right corner. And this is estimated at $10,000 to $15,000. From the same Dobbs Ferry collector as the Esteban Vicente is this very large oil on canvas. This is by Marion Loveland Miller, also contemporary painter, and this is actually the Metamorphosis of Daphne. But you can see beautiful use of light. She's rendered the tree so beautifully, and Daphne becoming one with the tree here. And actually the nude model for this piece is, as we are told by the consignor, was Barbara Walters' daughter. So a really interesting painting. This is estimated at $2,000 to $3,000. Then I want to show you a work from 1954. This is a lithograph by the renowned abstract Chinese contemporary painter and artist Zhao Huaqi. So this lithograph down here numbered 150 out of 200 in the lower left. We've got the hand signature and date in the lower right. You can see it's sandwiched between two pieces of glass, but we have the full deckled edges in very, very good condition. There's just one small piece of glue that adheres it to the back glass in the back, but otherwise pristine condition, estimated at $3,000 to $5,000. And one piece I want to show you as we walk into the next room is the other Carol Feuermann. So here this is called On Deck. So we have a wonderful child here, baseball player in his Mets cap. Actually lollipop stick unfortunately has broken off here, but you can see the lollipop stuck in his teeth and in his mouth. But beautiful rendition of the player. We've got from the shoes to the socks to the bat, everything beautifully done, hyper realist, and we have an accompanying receipt from Gallery Hennock. This was originally purchased for about $17,000 in 1993. So nice provenance there, and a good piece also estimated at $10,000 to $15,000. We have many large-scale works in this auction, and one I want to mention is just above my head. This is by Donald Teskey. This large abstract landscape, almost a storm-like painting, is done by the contemporary Irish painter. This is done in 1998. We do have a signature and an inscription on the back of the canvas. This comes out of a Manhattan home and is modestly estimated at $8,000 to $12,000. There are very few works of this scale that have come up for auction, so we're excited about this and we hope we reach the right Irish buyers. The next work I want to show you is over here. This is actually by a 19th century African-American artist, Edward Bannister, and he was one of the earliest African-American painters to be well recognized and purchased by major institutions. So here we have a Rhode Island landscape. He focused mostly on Rhode Island areas. We've got the clam diggers out here in the water, as you can see. And this was actually authenticated a couple months ago by Anne Louise Avery. We assisted in the authentication of that, and it will be included in the forthcoming catalog raisonné. And this is estimated at $6,000 to $9,000. The next piece I'm going to show you is by a contemporary Israeli artist, Max Ferguson. And here, another hyper-realist piece, but wonderful painting we have of the fishmonger. This is signed down here in the lower left corner. And just a quick little tidbit and story about this work. The consignor of the painting said that a friend had come in and from Israel and knew the sitter of this portrait. So this is a rather famous Israeli fishmonger that we have here, estimated at $3,000 to $5,000. We also have another work called My Father in the Empire State Building that shows the wonderful deco design of the interior of that building. You should take a look at that one on our website as well. Next up is this large oil on canvas by William Gropper. This piece here is called Keep Him on the Run or Buy More Bonds. So as you can see, done in the 1940s, originally as a war bonds poster. This was commissioned by Abbott Laboratories and was at one point donated to Northampton County for their wonderful work in selling war bonds. Unfortunately, it was never made into a poster, but that was the original intention. And we've got a signature down here on the lower left. We've got labels, gallery labels on the back of the work. This is estimated at $10,000 to $15,000. I will show you another work by Gropper in just a moment. Another African American piece that I want to mention quickly is this Benny Andrews. This is an oil on canvas but with some collage aspects. And you can see actually the trees and some of the branches are done with a canvas pasted onto the oil here. Nice little painted, estimated at $1,500 to $2,500. To my right is another large oil on canvas by Paul Bastaine, a French 19th century painter. And I just want you to see the sheer scale of it. It is a very large painting, and when it's down, it's almost my height. You can see that it's in its period composite gilt frame, substantial frame behind glass, so I hope you can see it in the video. There's not too much glare because there are really some fine details. We have got the fisherwoman and the fisherman down here on the shore, but beautifully rendered figures. Unfortunately a bit dark. There has been some darkening and yellowing of the varnish over time. It is signed in the lower right corner and dated 1884. This has not been out of the frame, but we do see there is some craquelure, but definitely could use a little bit of work in brightening up. This is estimated at $4,000 to $6,000. This is the second work by William Gropper that we're offering in this auction, and this is called Roll Call. This from a series of paintings that Gropper did while working in the Senate. He was actually there covering for Vanity Fair in the 1930s and 1940s, did a series of sketches and subsequently large number of oil paintings of the same subject. So we have two gallery labels on the back, a Sid Deutsch and an ACA gallery label. On the back of this work, this is estimated at $15,000 to $25,000, a wonderful figurative painting from the early 20th century. One of the oldest paintings we have in this sale is this oil by Samuel de Wilde. De Wilde was an 18th into the turn of the 19th century painter, British, and was known for his theatrical portraiture. So here, that's exactly what we have. We've got costume figures in landscape. Beautiful painting, wonderfully rendered. It has been lined, but with minor areas of retouching, so it does appear to be in pretty good original condition. We've got a plaque down here on the frame. This is from a Manhattan estate and is estimated at $2,000 to $3,000. Also from a Manhattan home comes this oil on canvas still life. And this is by Blaise de Graaf, and you can actually see there's some fabulous details in here. This is a Trompe l'Oeil painter and was regarded as one of the best 19th century French still life painters out there, even in his day. So unfortunately we have some hazing up here in the corner. We hope that we can get rid of that. We're actually in talks with the conservator to see if that's something that can be easily removed. But some very fine details nonetheless. You can see the rendering of the gold in here and even the fabrics and all of these precious materials. This is also estimated at $2,000 to $3,000. So again, as I mentioned, we have so many fabulous pieces of art in this sale, and I really do hope you'll check out our website. And if not, we'll see you on September 7th here in the gallery. Thanks. Here's Keen.
Thank you, Nelia. We have a great mid-century selection, and as we're always talking about how estate fresh our pieces are, I will show you a few pieces that are literally right off the truck, haven't even been put in the building, to be featured on September 7th. Right here, to be sold in 3 separate lots, is one sectional sofa by Frank Lloyd Wright. Obviously these two pieces fit together as one long sofa. With those, As a separate lot will be a pair of beautiful Frank Lloyd Wright tables. Great signature in the corner here, if you can see that. Also on the bottom, the Frank Lloyd Wright for Henredon signature. And from the same estate, obviously matching, is the hexagonal ottoman by Frank Lloyd Wright. Missing one button on top, not a big deal, but great original condition. The base is in great condition as well. Just very fresh, straight off the truck now. And also off the truck is this piece right here, is one side of the Vladimir Kagan with lucite base for omnibus sectional that we'll have in the sale. This also just came in today. You can see on the bottom here, beautiful, beautiful lucite, kind of his signature base to the omnibus selection. A great sofa. Continuing on to the inside of the gallery, in the front hall, we have one of my favorite pieces, a zigzag table by Paul Evans from a local Larchmont estate. The glass has a few chips, easily replaced, but the base is in perfect condition. Like new, PE 70 signature for 1970 on the base. The resin cast zigzag table is obviously the brutalist style that Paul Evans is very well known for, and a great, great piece, great size. Right in front of that is a love seat from Milo Bauman, the rosewood case on the side, an open back, can't really see that, but we do have a 3-seater sofa from the same estate from Scarsdale that I will show you with the open back, same upholstery. Very clean look to this. The upholstery is in great condition. Nothing needs to be done, and I think a great item to be bidding on. So under those two pieces I just showed you is a Salvador Dali for EGE and a nice wool, pure wool carpet, 1977 or thereabouts. Great carpet, great condition. One of the nicer carpets from their modernist line, and the Salvador Dali Alice in Wonderland motif on that is a great surrealist, modernist look to a carpet. Great addition to a mid-century design scheme. This came in recently, Paul McCobb from the Irwin collection for Calvin. Travertine top and brass T-cart, 2 drawers, sliding end. A little polish on the brass. It'll shine this up pretty well in vintage condition. On either side of those are 2 of the Kristen Vadel leather sling arm and rosewood chairs. Slight staining, just sun staining on the front rail of one of these. A little oil, a little polish, should put that in brand new condition. Great set. There is some wear to the leather, but that just adds to the comfort level and the vintage look to them. Lots of other stuff, including some dinette sets. Like this one is an octagonal brass lined, brass apron table with 2 leaves, great burling on the top and on the base. Sold with 4 Patrician Company Milo Bauman style chairs. Nice brown vinyl in as new condition. Here we have a Paul McCobb for Calvin. Brass X stretcher base, leather wrapped sliding front doors, 3 drawers marked on the inside there. Some scratches to the top, some scratches to that left side that you just saw, but overall great structural condition, a little elbow grease, and we put this in great shape. More chairs. We have a set of 12, which is pretty rare and pretty nice to find. A set of 12 Tommy Parzinger X-back dining chairs. We have 12 side chairs. Great, great chairs, all in very good condition with the black lacquer, no losses. The upholstery, all matching, all great condition. You could just sweep over them and see how good all of them are. They have such a great look, timeless design by Tommy Parzinger. Right behind you is one of my favorite sideboards in the sale. Our server is a Harvey Prober, an early Harvey Prober, black lacquered in chrome. Has the silver chest. Nice 4-drawer construction, 2-door, beautiful interior shelves. A nice Herman Miller, George Nelson for Herman Miller sofa. This sofa has the 2-drawer cabinet extension on one side, the laminate top table on the other side. Great comfortable cushions, nice vintage design. What's nice about this, it has a European Herman Miller label, which is rare to find, especially in New York here, but very nice design overall. Something you don't see every day from George Nelson. Another sofa that I enjoy and I would purchase myself would be the angular Adrian Pearsall sofa with original cushions. These cushions are a little wild for my taste, but a little reupholstery might modernize them a little bit. There's a great biomorphic style legs on these, and what's also great about this is it came from the same estate and will be sold in the same lot with this matching angular armchair. Like I said, we have plenty of chairs. This one also has a pretty wild upholstery. It has been reupholstered in a Dunbar style, unmarked, but that marking might have come off when the reupholstery was added. You know, a great look to this, a nice lounge chair. Have several of these lounge type chairs in the sale that you can see on the website that are just great little accent chairs, good additions to the mid-century selection. As we usually have, a nice early Knoll Saarinen table, nice Knoll Associates diamond label on the bottom of that, paper label. Really nice, from the same estate as the Paul Evans table I showed you out front. Here I will show you the 3-seat sofa of the Milo Bauman that I just showed you, and I did mention that it does have an open back, and if you just want to swing around here, you can see that the casing doesn't wrap all the way around, but I think that it actually adds a great design element, that just the size of rosewood and the upholstery wraps around. More pieces as I showed you. These will all be sold. These are from a separate estate, Frank Lloyd Wright. Single end table, nightstand, a beautiful, beautiful chest. Also to be sold with a mirror that has the key designs on the border, and a low chest, which is also in the back, another dresser. This is a great bedroom set, all to be sold together at a modest estimate, and I think that this would make a great addition to the living room set if you could swing both of them in the bidding. I'll just give you a sneak peek here. This is a great large desk that we pulled out of a Larchmont estate. It is Jens Rism, great executive desk, floating top, walnut all around, great shielded back, privacy screen in the back here. Great condition, just needs a little cleaning on top. You can see some ink stains, but that's about it. This was kept pretty much wrapped away in a house for 40, 50 years, and it's been newly discovered by Clarke Auction to be sold on September 7th. On top of that is another great, great chair. This one is the Fabricius and Castholm bird chair. Has a beautiful original cover on it. You can see that just slides on the arm there. The great, great stainless steel base, super long, elegant features to that base. Beautiful German label on the bottom and a Walter Knoll International label on the bottom, which gives it great provenance and identification. A beautiful chair, beautiful construction, should do very, very well. So we also have great selection of mid-century design as usual, and I'm trying to emphasize that more recently. This right here is a Walter Wyman small vessel. Beautiful top there, great signature. An early one, 67, I believe, 66. And that's going to be sold in a lot. With this unidentified, very similar volcano glaze vessel. We've seen a lot more Walter Wyman in our sales recently, and I've personally become quite partial to him. I think that his earthy designs, his pottery and stoneware, add quite a contrast to the lucite and the stainless steel and the chrome that you see a lot in the modern designers. And I think that it is a great addition to our sales, and there's also plenty of other pottery and lamps and chandeliers and other design pieces that you should check out on the website. But until then, I will shoot you over to Whitney, who will show you all the jewelry and sterling silver. See you on September 7th.
Thank you, Keenan. I'll be showing you a selection of jewelry in sterling for our September 7th auction, starting with this very large 7-piece sterling silver Fisher violet pattern tea set. You can see they do have the beautiful floral finials to these pieces, and the tray is sterling silver, which is somewhat unusual, so it's a very heavy set from a local Larchmont estate. And moving on to this 18 karat yellow gold and lapis Italian statement necklace with a beautiful medallion here of a Mayan mask or face. Another really heavy piece of gold. And moving on to my favorite piece in this auction, this is a late 18th, early 19th century French old mine cut pearl and ruby bracelet out of a Manhattan estate. And here is one of 2 cameo suites in this auction, both set in 14 karat yellow gold with diamond accents to the pendant and earrings. And here we have onyx, diamond, and 14 karat yellow gold suite here of earrings and a ring by a company called La Triomphe. And here we have a lady's Lucien Piccard watch with pearl and ruby. It is a hidden watch face. Beautiful. It has been resized so that it does include 2 rings that were made out of 2 of the sections here. And one of the diamond pieces in this auction is this beautiful graduated diamond 14 karat yellow gold ring. And out of Manhattan, this is a very nice gold bracelet set with black and pink hardstone cabochons. Nice dragon form to the bracelet. And another diamond piece is this platinum and diamond floral brooch, really quite nice. And from the same estate as our brooch is this blue star sapphire and diamond ring. Beautiful. And this is an interesting piece. This is a graduated citrine necklace. The consignor did say that this piece was gifted to her by her mother-in-law and sent to her in England. It was in the family for at least 50 years, so this is a beautiful antique piece. There are a few other citrine lots in this auction also. And here we have an 18 karat yellow gold Italian brooch set with rubies and diamonds. And another diamond piece in this auction is this platinum and diamond lady's watch. A beautiful piece here. And one of 2 coral suites in this auction. This is a 3-strand coral bracelet with a nice large coral cabochon in the clasp, accompanied by a matched ring. And here's an 18 karat yellow gold diamond and sapphire cocktail ring. A nice form to this piece and beautifully crafted. And last for our gold section of this auction is this emerald and 18 karat yellow gold ring out of a Manhattan estate. And here's a small sterling grouping for this auction. A lot of really great pieces with inset turquoise and coral. A lot of sign pieces to this, a little Tiffany perfume bottle. A nice set, and moving on to one of our silver flatware sets. This is one of 2 Wallace Grand Baroque flatware sets in this auction. Lots of serving pieces. A nice set of 12. Moving on to the sterling and hollowware grouping in our sale, I'll start with this Gorham Sovereign Pattern flatware set out of a local estate, maybe 2 minutes down the road, and moving on to a large grouping of hollowware that's either Tiffany or Cartier. A beautiful Tiffany pedestal bowl or centerpiece bowl. Some more Tiffany pedestal bowls. A beautiful piece here with the etched and design to the interior of the bowl. Some floral design, bees, flowers, really quite nice. This is a German 4-piece sterling tea set. We have 2 George Jensen bowls in this sale. Nice hand-hammered, pierced, reticulated edge to this piece, accompanied by a second George Jensen bowl. And last but not least, I'll touch on this Cartier shell form bowl with a nice applied swan finial here, footed bowl, and that wraps it up for our sterling and jewelry selection at this auction, and we hope to see you on September 7th. Thank you.